Maximizers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. I am a coupon strategy coach and I'm here to help you save money by shopping with a purpose. Yes, in today's video, I really want to break down because we have been friends, y'all. We've been together for almost 3 years, a lot of us, and I wanted to share with you guys why the heck I'm moving again. A couple weeks ago, I announced it here on my YouTube channel on a live. I was also live on Instagram and TikTok, and I let you guys know that I'm moving again. This is a bit of a long, drawn-out story, but I will say that I'm moving because of the Rona. I'm not moving right now directly because of the Rona, but I'm moving back because of the Rona, if that makes sense. So let me just break down the whole story for you, all right? So in 2020, I moved, and I'll pop that video up here. I literally moved. I upgraded my apartment from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom because Kinsley needed space. She's getting bigger and Bay is moving to Florida with me. So I said, let me upgrade to a bigger apartment so when he actually moves here, there's more space. Kinsley will have her own room. I can buy her a big bedroom set. She was sleeping in a crib-sized bed. She needed a bigger bed and the baby needed her own room. She wasn't a baby anymore, right? So literally when I moved, y'all, it was the day that the world shut down. Like I moved the day the world shut down. That was the last day of school for Kinsley, and then she has not been back to the school building since that day in March of 2020. So I upgraded my apartment, which means more money, more utilities, more everything. I got a whole bunch of more expenses based on my projected income. My income was on a very steep incline, and I was really excited that my business was growing. I was making a lot of money, and I was going to be able to afford a much nicer apartment until Bay got there. A much nicer apartment, and I was so excited. And then COVID hit the week, the lockdown hit the week that I moved. And it was very devastating, okay? It was so hard for me to deal with. I was in a dark place. I was very depressed. I did not tell anyone. I was alone, just me and Kinsley, and I love my daughter to death. But if you're a parent, it is so hard to be a parent 24 hours a day straight for months. I think it was 2.5 months before I had help in the sense of her dad and her stepmom came to Florida and they took her for a while. But it was just like, there was no school, there was no babysitter, there was no me going out. I had just paid for a beautiful co-working space that I couldn't go to because of the pandemic. And it was just so much on me. I was so excited for this new place. It's so bad, y'all, that I only lived in that apartment for 11 months. Out of those 11 months, I only stayed in that apartment for 5 out of 11 months, and I did not really even unpack it. There was still bins of stuff that I never had a chance to unpack because I didn't live there. It felt like home. It was the most beautiful apartment. I love that place. That was probably my favorite place I've lived in Florida thus far. And it was really devastating when I made the decision to come to Baltimore with my family. My mom had surgeries upcoming. Bay was here. My family was here. They could help with Kinsley. I would be closer to Kinsley's dad so that she could go and see him. So I made the executive decision to leave Florida, something I said I would not do unless it was like the last resort. And for me and the state of mind I was in, it was the last resort, y'all. So as a result, I packed up and I moved to Florida. Didn't really tell anybody. I came here. I still had the apartment. I was still paying for it. Then it just got to be too much to pay for something that you weren't there. And then my business declined so much because I help people save money. And when people are losing their jobs and when people are uncertain of their income, they're going to cut out anything that's not like house, water, food. And I completely understand. But when I tell you my business tanked, it tanked. I went from thousands of dollars on YouTube to barely hundreds of dollars. I went to hundreds of clients to less than 100 clients. And it was very hard for me to wrap my head around. Like, I've been working so hard for this and I literally crashed and burned. I'm not going to get into the details here, but I had some very dark times in 2020. I'm so grateful that they are behind me. I'm even more grateful that I had family to come to. And I know this is about me moving and I'm getting all deep, but I needed you guys to like understand this story and I'm very comfortable with sharing it. And I really pray that it helps someone else to just understand that your feelings are valid. What we dealt with in 2020 is something no one could have ever imagined would happen to us in our lifetime. And I think we all process it different. And I love Florida so much. So long story short, I've been in Baltimore for almost a year. I haven't spent this much time with my family since I graduated college in 2012. So I got to spend time with my grandmother, my father, my mother, my sister, bae, my aunts. I haven't had this much time with my family in forever. But I will tell you this, Florida is home to me. I lived there for 8 years. It is home to me. Here is like old school home. Florida is like where my heart desires to be. I am forever grateful for every single one of my family members who have been so supportive of me as I like go back and forth, staying at my sister's house, staying at Bae's house, my family being able to spend bonding time with Kinsley. Kinsley's never spent this much time in Maryland. The most we ever spent in Maryland in one chunk was probably 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. But it's always been like quick trip and then go home. She's actually been able to like have sleepovers with her cousins and spend time with aunts that she probably wouldn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with otherwise. Because when we come up here for a trip, we're doing something and then we're going. So it's been so nice to reconnect with my family on that level. But your girl is ready to go, all right? We have found a beautiful 3-bedroom house, and I will share with you guys. I don't know if I'm going to do a full tour, but I will talk about the move and everything and how it went, and more so talking about like how I strategically prepared for the house, how I got my money together, how I found it, how I got scammed. That video is coming out. I got scammed, y'all. I got scammed. All of that will be coming out. But I want to just, be very honest and open with you guys because I enjoy the feedback that I get from you, and I enjoy sharing a little bit of my life if it helps. So that is part of the reason why I'm moving. The biggest part why I'm moving is I am so ready to be back in Florida. I'm ready for my life. And my pact and my bond with myself was I'm only coming to Baltimore until Kinsley starts school. School starts on August 12th. We get the house at the end of July, and then we'll be officially in Florida on August 9th, and then no more Baltimore from there besides to visit. So I made that pact with myself once I packed up my apartment and put everything in storage. But this was the family time that I needed. This was the reset that I needed. This was also the rest that I needed. My coach, Sabrina Phillip, always says, how is the time of things not working like you expected serving you? It served me well to reduce my client load. It served me well to make less money. It served me well to not have business booming because I was able to reconnect with my family, something that if the pandemic never happened, this probably wouldn't have happened. I probably would have never spent this much uninterrupted time in Baltimore. Virtual school saved us. Kinsley has done virtual school literally on the road. She's been Maryland, New York with her dad all over. She's been doing school in the car, in the house. Like that poor girl has been so flexible. So virtual school saved us because we weren't anchored in Florida because she had to go to school. She could do school on the laptop. This year has given me something that I never thought I would have. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about my business, my relationship with my family, my relationship with Kinsley, my relationship with Bae. I've learned so much about myself, and I'm just so grateful that I had a job, a business where I was able to learn these life lessons and to not be like very detrimental. Because yes, I was making a lot less money, but I still had a place to live. I still had food. I still had internet. I still showed up for you guys. And I mean, because this could have took me out, right? But I'm so grateful that it didn't, and I'm grateful that I have amazing people around me. So that is why I'm moving again, because I moved during the pandemic. I increased all my expenses. Then the pandemic happened and your girl lost like a lot of revenue, a lot of customers, a lot of sales, a lot of YouTube views. Like literally I went from thousands of dollars making money from YouTube to nothing. I went from tens of thousands of views on my videos to hundreds of views on my videos. And it was so hard for me to deal with. It was a lot of self-improvement. I'm not 100% better, but I'm so much better than where I was in like May, June of 2020. Yeah, that crystal is completely different than the crystal that's here today. I am so excited. I'm amped up. I can't wait to move, even though I'm going to be exhausted. So I want you guys to let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. I really thank you for listening to me. Please stay tuned because my I Got Scammed video will be up in a couple days, and I know you guys are going to want to watch it. So if you want to work with me, go to KrysTheMaximizer.com and click work with me, or you can fill out a contact form and I can reach out to you and we can chit chat about the best way to work with me. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. I want to thank you guys so much for your love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe out there as you are shopping, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.